would ship their agriculture, make money, but also do the right thing and feed the starving in Africa, Asia, and Latin America. We changed that, and we shifted to giving money on budget support to dictators. We're going to shift that once again, and we're going to say that in America, we'll stand and be an international partner. Finally, our foreign policy. We are going to stop our foreign policy that says we will intervene militarily first. We will not do that. We will use diplomacy. We will use negotiation. We will build support for our goals. In Iraq, we have a responsibility to help the Iraqi people, and we can do that with diplomacy. And then we've got to deal with the Middle East, which is related to the whole Iraqi issue. I come to you as a candidate, not the one with the most money, not the one that is the biggest rock star, but I'm working on it. Can't you see with my boots, my long hair, my sweat? I come to you as the candidate who wants to be president because I believe I can bring not just this country together, but I can restore America's role internationally. I've been Secretary of Energy, so I know how to make us energy independent. I've been a special envoy, and I brought American prisoners and servicemen back home after being in the hands of dictators. I brought peace in several parts of the world as UN ambassador. I've been a congressman for 15 years, and I've been a governor that's balanced budgets and increased health care for kids and created jobs, but also has managed to make the economy of New Mexico stronger. So I ask for your help, and I want to earn your help. I am going and outworking every candidate running for president. I am here for 6 days. I am not here for just a short little visit and then leave. I am here for 6 days. I'll be back. And now I want to just close with this. One, we need a candidate that can change this country, that knows how to make change. We need a candidate that has experience. And then we need a candidate that can win next year, that is electable. And I believe I'm that candidate. Now I'd be very pleased to take questions. Should I do it? Okay. Yes.
Maybe you want to build new Virginia class submarines. The Navy wants to build new Virginia-class submarines that cost $3 billion apiece, and it doesn't provide significant benefit over the current Los Angeles-class submarines. And I want to know if you would cut that Virginia-class program and invest it in healthcare and education.
Well, what I will do is I've already committed to your group, Sensible Iowans, that we will look at all waste in the defense budget. And that starts with the Halliburtons and the contractors. They're not going to rip this country off again. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to find a way to engage in arms control with the Russians. Do we need 5,000 nuclear weapons? I believe that we need to find ways to deal with the new threats facing America. International terrorism, nuclear terrorism. And we need negotiations there. I also want you to know there are a lot of weapon systems, the F-22, the Osprey. I'll take a look at this one, that if they're outdated, but I also want you to know that I think we need more men and women in our Army, in our Marines. I will not send our troops out without the proper equipment again in any war. And I commit to you that we will have, for our veterans that come back from Iraq and Afghanistan, mental health policies that deal with brain injuries and with other problems that affect them from the roadside bombs when they return. Our VA system needs to be upgraded dramatically in that area. Well, no, I said we have to shift and go to new technologies, new renewable fuels, biodiesel, biofuels. ethanol, but also make sure that it's not just corn-based ethanol, but the other ethanol that is going to be as competitive and as good. We have to shift dramatically our reliance by 50% in the next 12 years of fossil fuels. The problem we have, you said Saudi Arabia, is OPEC countries today are 65% of our imported oil. They control us. So if you think gas prices are high today at $3.10, if they manipulate the oil markets, if they squeeze us, we will be enormously dependent, and it's going to hurt our economy. So we have to make a dramatic shift and go to renewable sources like solar, wind, and biomass. I think the future is there. They need a boost in technology. They need help, and we need to make this shift fundamentally. And then you. Go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you. Governor Richardson, my family and I were in your state. We spent several days this summer, all the way from Farmington down to Gallup, and we talked with many of your constituents, and I have to say they are extremely impressed with you as their government. And I think that ought to be made known here in Iowa. An issue that is tearing our country apart is the issue of immigration. I, for one, do not believe that the Wall of China, the Berlin Wall, or the Iron Curtain ultimately worked for any good. I do not think that a wall at our southern border is going to help us anymore. But we have millions of people in this country who are undocumented. They're living in the shadows. They're being deported. Their families are being split. What will you do for our immigration situation in this country?
Okay, turn to that gentleman. I'll do them both together.
You want me to ask?
Yeah, I'll do them both together.
Okay. My name is Jesse, and I just want to thank you, as your service as a governor, a congressman, a UN ambassador first. Can you hear me? Okay. My question is, I read through your healthcare plan, and I personally think that it's a step in the right direction. However, how are you going to garner bipartisan support to pass this legislation?
Did you all hear how we got to get bipartisan support? I'll start with that. No matter what all politicians tell you, you got to get some Republicans in passing a lot of what we're talking about, whether it's universal health care, whether it's making our schools better, getting out of Iraq. You got to build coalitions. You got to build, but also you got to get rid of the lobbyists that are preventing this. And I'm asking for citizen lobbies to help pass some of these plans like yourself. But eventually it's going to take negotiation. I'm a diplomat. I'm a negotiator. I got 40% of the Republican vote in New Mexico. I don't know what they were smoking, but they voted for me. That's supposed to be funny. It's just too hot. I know. It's funny. Now, it's an art of negotiating. And what I would do is I would say to the Republicans, if I was elected, let's take 3 issues and take the politics out of them. One is health care and the future of Social Security and Medicare. Let's resolve it in a year. The second is, what do we do about the federal debt? $9 trillion. Let's have a 5-7 year plan to end the debt. And then the third would be, how can we end the war in Iraq? I want to end it right away, but my sense is that in 2009, when the new president takes over, it's still going to be there. So those would be the 3, and it means building coalitions. It means America stopping to think of itself as a red and blue state. It means all of us coming together as one. Now, on immigration, I think it's going to take 4 steps to deal with reducing immigration, but also